Good morning, people of Cape Town, and welcome to our Beaglez series of home-brewed interviews. Today I want to introduce you to Sheldon Peinke, who we're going to be profiling in this interview. I had the privilege of meeting Sheldon earlier this year when I went on a Brew Cup walking tour, and I loved it so much that I've subsequently been on a few of his other tours. So, over to you, Sheldon. I'd love for the viewers to get a little bit of a backstory as to your journey of becoming a tour guide. What has led you to this point?
Okay, so I was basically born in the Garden Route, basically in the Eastern Cape. So I really want to always uncover the true hidden stories of local knowledge. And also basically my knowledge and willingness to learn about the local people and tell the local stories, because I really believe that there's such a lot of truth that still needs to be told about our beautiful South Africa, our rainbow nation, that still needs to be uncovered. So many hidden gems, so many stories of local people.
Where does that fascination of stories and local people, where was that birthed?
Well, it was basically growing up in my community. It was basically a farming community, and it was always talking to the local workers on the farm and the local people where I was staying. My mom also worked in an old age home, so I loved to go to the old age home and go and talk to the old people and just to find out their stories. And they told me about stories about World War I and World War II and that they were involved in, and these personal stories that made me feel like I'm personally connected to that piece of South Africa's history.
From talking to you, and like I said, I've been on a number of Sheldon's tours, I recognize that his mom was quite a big influence on him.
My mom always said to me that I would be a historian. Through school, one of my top subjects at school was always history, because I love to find out the hidden stuff about South Africa's journey. And when my mom passed away in 2014, I thought that, look, I'm going to recognize, I'm going to honor my mom in studying something that's really going to bring her pleasure. And so I actually studied hospitality, and then I changed to tour guiding after my mom. And yeah, so I could really honor her, and something that I truly loved, and the stories that we love to share, because both myself and my mom used to often go to the mountains, and we used to do a lot of stuff together and uncovering stuff. So it really birthed that history and that willingness to go and explore the world around me.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Tell our viewers what they can typically expect if they are doing a walking tour with you.
Okay, so the tours are roughly an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on the group. So I offer tours in Salt River, which is all the beautiful art in Salt River. I offer tours in Muizenberg as well, where you're going to get more your surfers vibe in Muizenberg. I also offer tours in Simonstown, where the naval history and how South Africa, a major important role that the Navy base actually had played in South Africa's journey. I also offer tours in Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is known as the wine capital of South Africa, but we don't often realize that it is actually the second oldest city, and an important hidden gem that are found in the city of Stellenbosch. In the city of Cape Town, we've got such a lot of history and such diverse background here in the city of Cape Town. And I love to share the stories of the people of the Boer Kaap, the most photographed area, and really how important all these areas actually play to come together and create the story that we know today as Cape Town and surrounding areas. So really incredible how everything relates to one another.
I've given you glowing feedback, and to many of my friends I've encouraged them to try your tours. What are some of the other things or comments, feedback that people that have been on your tours have said about you and the experience that you offer?
A lot of people have said to me the tours are so phenomenal and outstanding, but what really stands out for me is that I've got people from overseas and even South Africans that are saying to me that they'd rather not go on any other tour guide. They'd really wait for it to come on me. Like the other day, I had guests from Los Angeles and New York City from the US. There was this group of people, and they said, look, they will wait their whole holiday just to especially come on a tour with me in Salt River. So
that's awesome. That's such an accolade that people would in some ways delay their trip to want to go on a tour with you. What do you think is your superpower? What makes you different or unique?
Because really I don't just give a a tour. I don't. One of the guests, she said to me the other day, one thing about me is I don't give a scripted tour. You can get on and go on a lot of other tours with people that they feel that they're kind of scared to ask questions because they give you such a scripted, and everything is according to that script. So, and I mean, I'm able to talk about all these different things on tours, not only confined to that one tour, that specific time.
It makes a lot of sense. And I've myself been thinking, what is the motivation? There's so many audio apps and walking tour digital guides. Why would you still want to have that personal connection with a tour guide?
Yeah.
But I think you answered that beautifully. It is about that unscripted ability to engage in conversation, where I think that's where the richness comes in. How do you make sure that you are getting better at your craft?
Well, stay humbled. I never say that I'm the best tour guide, even though a lot of people say that you really are the best tour guide. I stay humbled and I'm always willing to learn. And whenever I'm in conversation with people that have got local knowledge about a specific place, I never cut them off from this knowledge that they are sharing with me. But I also go to personal people. I go and find out stories from the residents themselves, which actually adds to the local experience, because that's what you essentially want. I mean, if you're going to travel from New York, you want to come to Cape Town, you don't want a scripted opinion, you want a localized experience.
What is one of the most interesting facts or insights that you found through your research and through tour guiding that you'd love the viewers to know? Just give them a little bit of a teaser.
Okay, so well, there's local places, like today we at the Vine, which focus on the all Cape touristic region, all the beautiful flowers and the fynbos we get here in Cape Town. And if you go like into the District 6, you're going to get basically the Castle Hotel, which has been around for over 120 years, where Miss Michael Anthony and his wife Mrs. October, who were part of the force of removals in District 6. They actually got this bar with 3 separate entrances. Back in the apartheid years, we used to go in together and we would have a drink together as South Africans. Yeah, so there was the entrance for the European, mixed race and African. When you went inside, you would open a drink together and just drink and enjoy life together. It was really an area where you encouraged the people to actually come together, and you didn't need really permission because you had the 3 separate entrances, but you could still celebrate life together.
It's a beautiful little insight and story. Now that things are starting to pick up a little bit more, I still want your opinion on what you think South African tourism needs.
Okay, so well, South African tourism, what it really needs at the moment, we need to focus not only on hot spots, but we need to actually focus on local tourism, local experiences, local spots that have never really been uncovered. Because I mean, a lot of those local experiences, they add to the beauty of Cape Town. So a lot of things that people have never heard about, it's important that we get to those, that we can start building a beautiful society and a beautiful world. We live in the Rainbow Nation, so it's really a colourful picture that we can really paint of the city of Cape Town. But I believe really at the moment we've only got like one stroke, and we need some more colours.
Yeah, absolutely, I love that. I would want to go on more of your tours. How do people reach you if they would like to?
Well, I've got Sheldon's walking tours where you can go onto Facebook. I've also got an Instagram, and I'm also working at the moment.
What's your Instagram handle?
It's Sheldon's walking tours on Instagram, and basically I'm also working on a website that I'm trying to get some bookings on that. So eventually, once things come back to normal, we're going to be having all these cool ways to get onto Sheldon's walking tour.
Great, thank you Sheldon, and thank you for listening. Beaglez is all about finding those experiences that we like and we think that you'll like, and Sheldon's was definitely one that I loved. Friends, #Cass recommends.